What is up, guys? It's Dan the Man, and today I'm going to be recapping one of my rated games of the week held here at Chess Zone. And it's been quite a while since I've done one of these because I've had previous school commitments, but now year is basically over, and now I have the freedom to play in more rated games of the week, which is nice. And here I'm against a familiar opponent by the name of Dhruva Movva. He very familiar name on the channel if you guys have been following along. And believe our record. Let's see, he beat me once, and I think I beat him once. So I think we're tied in the records. Maybe wrong, but yeah, he's quite a formidable opponent. He's approximately in middle school, I think. So yeah, he's a kid, and he picked up chess really early. So yeah, uh, let's see how I do in this game. So I'm playing with the black pieces, and Dhruva at first he isn't sure what move to play. He kind of thinks for a few seconds on whether to play e4 or d4, but he ended up playing knight f3, which is the ready opening. And oftentimes the ready opening transposes into the King's Indian attack, where white fianchettos on g2 with the bishop, castles, and then does other things in the center. So I go d5, and that's exactly what happens. Dhruva is playing the King's Indian attack, knight f6, bishop g2, c5, castles, and e6. This is all theory. Dhruva plays d3 to try to go e4, knight c6, knight b to d2 to support e4 even more, bishop e7, rook e1 to back up e4. Here I castle. I don't really see why this isn't an accuracy. I mean, these first initial inaccuracies aren't really inaccuracies. Uh, So I would just ignore that engine marking on the evaluation here. So castling, in my opinion, is a perfectly fine move. And we're both blitzing this out, only spending like a minute or two so far. Dhruva plays e4. I trade, and now we go back into book moves. And then I go h6, which is, again, kind of an inaccuracy, but not horrible. It's because I let Dhruva advance the pawn and attack the knight. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I saw that, but, no big deal. I just hop my knight in the center, right? So here, Dhruva played the move knight c4, and I thought that was weird because he's just inviting his knight to get kicked around with b5, and he has to waste time moving the knight again. He repositions the knight to e3, and I'm thinking about what to do here. Maybe they go bishop b7, maybe to play a5 or something and expand on the queen side. Maybe to trade. I don't know if I said that already. Maybe to, I don't know, do something else. But I ended up trading the knights, and he takes back with the bishop. I go bishop b7. He goes queen e2, preparing to bring one of the rooks to the d file. a6. He was attacking my b5 pawn with the queen, so I defend it with a6. He goes a4, which is a very logical move here. He's trying to soften up the queenside structure. So if I take, pawns are a bit shattered on the queen side here. So after rook takes, even though that's not the best move, I have an isolated c-pawn, which isn't great in the long term. So taking is not great. There's always a saying to take is a mistake. If you don't have a concrete reason to take something, you shouldn't do it. So here I play the move c4, which blocks the queen attacking b5 and creates this nice pawn chain that is very well defended and supported, with the pawn on a6 being the base. So after c4, for some reason Dhruva spent a ton of time thinking here. So he even went to like maybe the bathroom one or two times or something. Oh, and I should mention that one of the cool things that Chess Zone recently added was having the board one be, the moves on the chessboard be broadcasted and, transcribed onto a new onto a website that follows the moves in live time. So what I mean by that is whenever we make moves, they appear on like a digital board, and then Chess Zone should post those games on their website or something, which is nice because it means the games are public, and they're going to have potential audience of the games. So that's nice. So maybe he was a little, worried about that. I don't know, but he spent a ton of time here, and a few moves ago he had 56 minutes, and after playing the move Rook on e to d1, he had 37 minutes. So in the span of like 5-ish moves, he used almost 20 minutes of time, which is a lot. And here I play the move Queen c7. Dhruva plays the move Bishop to f4, and I play the move Rook to d8, just to challenge the Rook on d1. And he plays the move c3. I imagine he was trying to prevent knight b4 in the future or something like that. And I'm trying to figure out what to do here, so I go Bishop c5, which isn't the best move, but it's not horrible. He goes Rook d2, and now the engine evaluation is saying that I'm having my advantage is starting to creep up slowly. And the engine recommends playing knight a5 here to try to put the knight on b3, where it would fork the rook and this rook, and that would just be a very dominant square for the knight. So let's say white were to trade or something, and then let's say take. This knight is heading to b3, and it's going to be a very great square for the knight. It's going to outpost, and I would just have a positional edge here. Yeah, white could try to, defend the square with knight to d2, but yeah, it's not, after that, I wouldn't really know what to do. Engine here, as you guys can see, suggests g5, but that looks kind of unnecessary. But the game plan was just to play knight a5, knight b3. I go about it in a different way. I play the move knight e7 with the idea of going to d5 or f5, and which is fine. So Dhruva here plays the move rook on a to d1, and now I clearly have a big advantage. And I didn't see the move. The move is really simple, actually. The move is just to take this pawn. And he just hung a free pawn. The reason why he hung a free pawn is because he can't take on c4 with the queen, because he would walk into a discovered attack, and I would be winning his queen. So he can't take on c4. Now you might be wondering, what if he trades, and then trades again, and then trades like this? Well, all of a sudden, I have queen to d1 check, and this is just terrible for him. So yeah, he would have to play queen f1 here, and then I would just be picking up the knight, and I would just be up a piece, and everything would be falling apart. So the short answer is that rook a to d1 just hangs a clean pawn. I instead play the move knight d5. I didn't see this idea, and I'm still better, but not nearly as much. So after knight d5, I had 35 minutes, and Dhruva had 29 minutes, still being down on time after that very long think he had back on move 16. So Dhruva played knight d4, and here I decided to play knight takes f4 just to double his pawns. He plays gf4. I trade bishops, trade the knight for the bishop, and we're going into draw territory. We've traded a bunch of pieces so far, and this point we only have major pieces left on the board. And here, funny enough, I actually decided to trade again, play rook takes. And if he takes the correct way, I think e takes is wrong, because, yeah, he just would hang a pawn on a4. So he correctly takes this way, and yeah, here I play the move rook to d8, offering to play more trades, and he obliges. He plays rook takes d8 check. Queen takes d8, a takes b5, a b5, queen e3, and here again he gave me the opportunity to have a advantage in the endgame. Queen e3 was not right, because the engine recommends playing this move queen to d1, and queen to d1 is kind of like a zugzwang move. Based on the arrows I've drawn, if white's queen moves away at some point, I can play queen g4. Let's say the queen, for sake of illustration, I don't know, let's say the queen goes here or something. The queen would stop defending e3, which would mean I can play a check and collect the pawn on f4. If the queen, let's say, tries to offer a trade, then I can play a move like queen c2, or I guess queen c2 isn't the greatest, queen c1, and the point I'm trying to make here is that the b2 pawn is going to be weak as well. And oh yeah, queen c1's best because it not only keeps pressure on the b pawn, but it kind of eyes on the f4 pawn as well. Queen c2 didn't attack both f4 and b2, which is why it wasn't as powerful. But yeah, queen d1 was sort of like putting white in a tough situation here. So yeah, that was the way to go. And I unfortunately don't find it. I played the move queen a8 check because my idea was to try to go queen a1 or something, and maybe keep the queen tied down that way, but that wasn't the right way to go about it. Dhruva plays the move f3, queen d5. I actually don't go to a1, funnily enough, even though I played queen a8 check. He plays queen e2. He's sort of just waiting. Queen c5, queen f2. Here he offers a trade, and it looks kind of wrong to take the queen because you're kind of helping the king, march to b5, and there he'll take the c4 pawn. It looks losing for black, but it's not, because after king h7, king e3, king g6, king e4, king f5, king c5, king takes f4, king takes b5, and king takes f3, and king takes here, and f6. Here, after all these moves, it's going to be, we're going to both queen, it's going to be a draw. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not cooked if I go into that line. So it's because, yeah, white would have to pass b pawn, which I can't stop, and I'll have to pass e pawn, which white can't stop. So we'll mutually queen there, and should end up being a draw. But I instead play the move queen e7. Nothing wrong with that either. He goes queen d2. And I'm trying to push for some sort of a win here because I notice his pawns are doubled, and maybe that can mean the tiniest thing in the endgame where he'll slip up and I can gain a winning advantage. I'm just playing on because of the fact that I have a better pawn structure, but I actually can't really make any progress here. I try some moves like queen h4, but he just, doesn't do anything. He plays queen e3. Actually, I should mention on the move queen d2, he offered me a draw, and I declined because, again, I'm trying to push for the win based on the double pawns, but can't seem to find a way to do it. So queen d8, queen e2, queen a5, queen d2, queen a1, queen d8 check, king h7, queen d2 again, queen b1, queen e2. Yeah, you guys can see that this queen endgame is going nowhere. We're not making any real progress here. And he actually he's threatening to trade queens on e4. And let's say I allow it. Let's say I go, I don't know, h5 or something. I mean, it's not losing, but white would have the more pleasant endgame here. Again, because the king could, I guess, advance down here and take these pawns. So don't want to risk it when I don't have to. So I prevent the queen trade idea and go king g8. And he goes queen d2 again. Queen g6 check, king f2, queen f5, king g2, and here I realize that my efforts are fruitless, and I can't really do anything. I accept the fact that I guess this is a draw and that Dhruva has some sort of fortress, and I myself offer a draw, which he accepts. So yeah, we end the game with a peaceful result. We get a draw, and I'm actually quite happy from this result because he was slightly higher rated, and I gained a few rating points from it. And we take a look at the accuracy here. We both played pretty well and pretty evenly. He played at 92.0, and I played at 92.8. I wish I would have found those two moments in the game, the one where he hung the free pawn in the middle game, and the second moment where I could have played queen d1 and had the edge in the endgame, but I didn't. But nonetheless, I still had a great accuracy, and so did he. So I feel like we both played really well here. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. If you like content like this, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And stay tuned for future Dan the Man videos. I'm planning to play in more tournaments in the summer if I can. So yeah, that should be fun as well. So yeah, go ahead and leave a comment if you want, and I'll say bye.